Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome to the fantastic Curling Stadium Alberta Curling Series Major presented by Co-op. We're streaming from Curling Stadium Leduc inside the Leduc Curling Club. I am Steve Robert, and we've been given a chance to bring you this B final. It's a B final at Leduc, and we have in the house Corryn Brown versus Raphaela Keiser. Corryn Brown of British Columbia, several-time Scotties competitor, and Raphaela Keiser from St. Moritz, Switzerland. I am just getting my bearings here because I hadn't had a chance to see who is doing what when, but it looks like Corryn Brown is throwing red stones, trying to make a double peel, and managed to remove one stone. Two yellows in the house for Raphaela Keiser. I'm working from a relatively small screen and having a little difficulty counting the rocks back there, but I think we're looking at second stones. Throwing second rocks will be Skip. Raphaela Keiser throws second stones as Selena Witchconk is throwing skip rocks, Alina Mathis throwing third stones, and Marina Lorcher throwing lead rocks. Up comes a center guard, suggests to me that perhaps Corryn Brown has hammer. However, I am not completely sure of that yet, but it looks that way. Corryn's going to double peel those center guards. At least one center guard and one top 12 rock. So we've got action in the first end, which is often a good thing to have. Desiree Haas at second for the brown rink, and she manages to almost get all three of them, and perhaps did. Yes, a nice double peel with a bonus third rock at the back, and we are looking a little bit open with the Keiser rink having an opportunity to draw around that center guard and still try to keep the a little bit of pressure to force Corryn Brown if she can. But what a great shot by Desiree Haas, I believe. But I'm working from a very small screen right now. I'm in beautiful Grey Highlands looking out over Georgian Bay and having a good day. Very nice draw back four. It's going to leave an opening for Corryn Brown. So she is calling probably a top button, perhaps a freeze on that, and put a little bit of pressure on as she tries to open with the deuce. And there is a bit of an opportunity here. And that's Aaron Pincott with the out-turn draw. Brushers like this a lot. Okay. We're going to finish, put that outside sweeper on, and very nicely done. Excellent shot. So the objective here is to follow that right down and keep that force alive or better. For Raphaela Keiser, I believe this is Elena Mathis throwing. It may, in fact, be fourth thrower Selena Wichkong. This is one of the next great young Swiss teams, not that long out of junior, and playing some very important early career women's events. Some terrific competition out here in Leduc. A little bounce, and as a matter of fact, Raphaela Keiser rink is already ranked 16th in the world at the moment based on World Curling Tour points. I believe that system. A little bit of a bounce here is going to leave an opening for Corryn, and skips first stone, possibility in 3 in play here. Maybe slim possibility of 3, but 3's in play if she makes a good shot down here. Now she'll put a little bit of pressure on Selena Wichkong's last stone. On the way to this B final, Corryn Brown defeated Kelly Stixma and Jessie Hunkin and lost to Yunji Gin, and then defeated Clancy Grandy in a very important match. Clancy Grandy has been one of the hottest teams on the tour over the past few weeks as the fall has gotten underway. Nice shot, and Corryn Brown laying 2. And it's decision time for the best way to get out of this. For the Keiser rink. The outturn freeze is difficult, and it may be their best option at this point. It is pretty hard to make one of those reds go away. Little outturn freeze tap. Even a little bit of a tap may limit the damage. Hard to say as long as they get to the inside of it a little bit. Big shot in the first end, right off the bat in this B final. The Keiser rink defeated Lisa Parent, lost to Ikui Kitazawa, and defeated Krista Hilker to get to this B final. Very delicate outturn freeze. Looks like we have one brusher, so they may be down a player. I don't have a report on that. This is curling. And she is going to bounce off the top. So Brown is line 2 with Probably an in-turn draw to her own stone should score her third point. I think she's going to stay away from that out-turn side, which is looking a little more difficult. This in-turn draw is pretty juicy for a player the stature of Corryn Brown. Brushers seem to be liking this weight. Looks like, that side is looking a little straight over there. They will try to finish this and see if they can get something out of it. Tremendous draw, not exactly the way they drew it up. They got down to the rock that was just behind the tee line, and what a great start, what a great draw. Well judged by the Brushers. 3-0 for Corryn Brown after the first end. And isn't that something?
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We're back at Curling Stadium Leduc, inside the Leduc Curling Club. And we so much appreciate the support of the co-op stores, the great co-op stores. Corryn Brown has jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the very first end against the Raphaela Keiser rink out of St. Moritz, Switzerland. A little deep. They've got all right, Keiser is throwing yellow stones and about to put up a corner guard. They're going to have to go on offense and try to work pretty hard for a 2 here, a 2 or a blank. does not want to get forced at this point. So skip Raphaela Keiser is walking out and giving the brushers the target for that corner guard, which appears may slip into the house. Not something you want to happen when you're down 3-0 in the second end. Corryn Brown's going to try to stick around with this and roll behind the top 12 rock and lie 3. Winner moves up. The winner qualifies. This is the B final. The winner qualifies, and the loser of this game has another life. Drops to the C pool, where I believe they would have to win. I don't know. I don't have the draw sheet in front of me, but I'm going to guess they would have to win 2 or 3 games to crawl back out and qualify. I suspect it would be 2 games out of the C qualifier. Rolled a little too far, which leaves a bit of an opening. Interesting, and probably the play she has to make. I think with 3 in the house now, she probably does need to make a play on this and maybe work play over to a corner a little bit later in the end if she has an opportunity. She's going to roll away and hang on the side. Not the end of the world. If it's touching that paint at all, then I think Corryn's going to make some noise. 3-0 lead, going on defense, trying to stay out of a multiple here. Well, they're thinking about it. And they've gone back to that hit. I like it. Ha! Well, curling's just starting to get underway in this part of the world as well, with the curling clubs here in my region where I'm at. The Collingwood Curling Club, Meaford Curling Club, Stainer, also Markdale. One of my favorite 9-hole golf courses, golf and curling in Markdale, Ontario. It's a fantastic place. Boy, what a place to live. This is great. Great to be calling a game from British Columbia. Corryn Brown hits and rolls out. Line 2. I'm looking forward to getting started. I had Steve Robert here speaking, and I had an opportunity to coach. Filled in a coach at the Gord Carroll Classic last week. It was the Gord Carroll Classic in Whitby is a very traditional Ontario Tour event. Been around for many years, and it was fantastic. They nearly lost the ice. We had some warm weather, and the ice plant was under terrific strain, and there was some slipping going on. But overall, when the weather cooled off a little bit on the Sunday, the ice was terrific. They managed to pull that back together, and they did a great job at the Whitby Curling Club. This is going to come up late. I think they were drawing around, but the staggered guard situation, maybe not as staggered as they would like. Corryn's not going to blast it, though. She's going to come around the stagger herself. Maybe a little bit surprised at that she wouldn't smash out those 2 top 12 rocks with a 3-0 lead, but it's early in 5-rock rule. There's lots of things that can happen, and that's probably why, one of the reasons I'm not a top flight curler or game caller. Yeah, if this hangs out at all or is a little bit deep, then that stagger that they chose to ignore is not going to be their friend anymore. So a bit of a leak there, a bit of a miss, and it's going to give an opportunity there. She's got Raphaela Keiser has some options here. She's looking at coming right around or even splitting that top house situation and owning the front, perhaps creating a couple of rocks in the wings. Maybe leave one on the center and one over to the wings. Could become a nice situation if this is a well-executed shot. Again, the Keiser rink has only one brusher, so I'm not sure what the situation is. They're a little bit short-handed, so whoever those first two players are throwing 3 rocks each. Looks like yellow is second and fourth. So not too bad. Corryn's going to try and make second and fourth go away and be 1, 2, 3. So that split didn't work out quite the way they wanted, but we'll get back to you on that after this rock is delivered. Throwing the out turn hit. I believe they're still trying to take out both yellows. Looks like perhaps about a 8-second takeout and well executed. Lying 4 now. Some rocks in the back of the house to be concerned with. There's still some opportunity for Keiser and also some danger for Keiser as well. But I think the way those rocks are around the back of the house, they're going to try and make use of that in a way that will be difficult for Corryn to get rid of the stone they draw down there. For many years, I was a member of the High Park Club, and we are really looking forward to the Stu Cells Toronto Tankard coming up in 2 weeks. It's going to be terrific. It's a great field, including Silvana Terranzoni, Jennifer Jones, many others. And both of my daughter's teams are going to be playing in it. That draw came a little bit light, but certainly Corryn's going to take that on, make something go away. She doesn't even mind losing some of that backing. Chance of a jam out there, but not a great chance if she executes the shot properly. Both of my girls' teams, 2 separate Ottawa rinks, will be playing in the Stu Cells as well. And it's a real family affair because the band that I play in is going to be playing the party on Saturday night. So we got a lot going on. I hope I don't have to step in and coach. If the coach is missing for the Brianna Rosan rink, and I have to fill the role of last week. Otherwise, I may, if somebody calls a timeout in the middle of a song, I'm going to have a decision to make. They're working it hard, and we have well done. Got rid of some backing, got rid of the Yellowstone, and we end up with 2 red. Nice shot by Corryn Brown. Nice brushing by Desiree Haas and Samantha Fisher, keeping an eye on that. And a good call by Aaron Pincott on the line call. The blank is off the table, so Selena Witchonk, Selena Witchonk is going to still try to make something happen with a draw here, draw freeze, and because they would have loved to bail if they could, but with that third rock in the rings, there's really no opportunity for a blank. Which means they got to play with fire a little bit with no guards. Brusher is staying right off that. A little bit of a bounce. She's not even shot rock. So there's very little that Corryn can do to make the final draw for Witchonk difficult. So she's just going to leave this rock in the rings and say, okay, go ahead and throw against 4. Well, she just got enough of a piece of that to move that yellow rock out of the rings. Otherwise, there may have been a bit of a gift too, an opportunity for a gift too. However, she got the job done. So Selena Witchonk, if she is out there on that team, because we're not sure who's missing, has an opportunity to has a draw against 2 in order to be forced and hand the hammer back to Corryn Brown. But first they've got to make this shot or they're in deeper trouble than that. Brusher's on it, working fairly hard, having a look though, so she may like it. The thrower comes out to help, and this is curling hard. Ooh, they're going to have a close look at that. For me, it looks like they did manage to score the 1. They did. So it's a 1 for Team Keiser, and we'll be right back.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back to Curling Stadium Leduc, inside the Leduc Curling Club. We've got a B-side battle between Corryn Brown and Raphaela Keiser of Switzerland. I'm Steve Robert, and I'm calling the game from my house just outside of Clarksburg, Ontario. And I'm just getting acclimatized to the feed here. So please bear with us as we're working a little bit on thin information. I know that the Keiser rink has 3 players, and I can't tell who's missing. So if anybody who knows me can send me a message if they figure it out, that would be helpful. Brown now has hammer, but going to play pretty cautiously, I think. Going for kind of soft deuce, I might say, and take command of this game. As I said, I was coaching in Whitby last week, and I had a chance to our team, Brianna Rosen, was playing against Susan Froud. And so as the game went on, I had a chance to sit with Al Corbet, sorry, I'll come back to that in a moment. Sorry, Al Corbet and Bob Leclerc. And man, what a great conversations we had about shot choices, and I mean the experience that those two guys have. You know, I kind of like to think I know enough to be dangerous. I know my way around a little bit, but it was terrific talking to those guys, Al Corbet and Bob Leclerc, and we managed to pull off the win over Susan Froud in that one. That event was won by Isabella Ladisseur, and that team has just been a wagon so far this year. Terrific young team, not that far out of junior. I think Isabella's first year out of junior, as is most of the team. I think it's Jamie Smith, one of the Smith girls, and also Grace Lloyd is with Isabella Ladisseur, and as well as Rachel Steele, of course, on that team. And they had a terrific run. I mean, that was a good field, and they did a great job. I believe they defeated Aaron Mann in the final, I think. And another interesting story was a junior rink winning the consolation side. So they had to win 3 games on Sunday to win the, including against Caitlin Wasilki. So that junior rank, Emily Deschênes. And Emily is having a very interesting season this year. Pretty wide open end. They're going to try to come around the center. That's really hanging. So Emily Deschênes' season is very interesting because she's skipping her normal rink, which is out of Ottawa. Very talented young junior rink. They lost the Canadian juniors this past spring in Stratford on Last Rock to Taylor Stevens of Nova Scotia. The interesting thing for Emily is Taylor Stevens aged out in these kind of funny, sort of the way that worlds are flowing versus national championships and the way the age limits have worked and so on. Taylor Stevens, unfortunately, aged out after winning the Canadian Championship. So Emily Deschênes was asked to skip their team at the Worlds. They actually have to qualify through the World Junior Bs. So Emily's doing double duty, and she's terrific. And so there are a number of events in preparation for the World Junior Bs and hopefully the World Juniors after that. So Emily is playing a few events with that Nova Scotia team and also keeping her responsibilities with her Ottawa rink, which includes my younger daughter. And they will be at the Stew Cells in 2 weeks. I am looking forward to seeing everybody play at the Stew Cells. Okay, just learning that, in fact, Raphaela Keiser is missing. So we have Selena Witchonk throwing 4th stones, which she does normally anyway. And I believe she's calling the game, which means that Elena Mathis and Marina Lorcher are the other 2 players. Erin Pincott makes a rock go away. They're going to try and go around the center again. So they still have the center guard to work with. It's a little bit long. However, especially if they can take this intern side, it's a little straight over there. So if they can tuck most of this rock on the intern side, then the chase is going to be kind of challenging. Well, there you go. It curled like crazy, and it's nearly entirely, it's about 3/4 open on the outturn side instead. So I think it's a little straighter further outside of that 4-foot line, but not so as you get inside of that line. Here's the outturn. Control weight hit. A little bit of control weight gives a little more room around that center guard, and it looks like it's well executed. The brusher and the line caller love it. They want to roll that away a little bit to reduce the likelihood of a good draw roll behind the center. However, it rolled out. Well, we all know Corryn Brown and Erin Pincott and Rink have been just terrific in British Columbia and having several Scotties appearances. I don't know the number. Last time Marianne Arsenault won, and I believe Marianne has retired. But this year, Clancy Grandy is coming for her. So I hope, it should be a great battle. And I'll always look forward to watching the provincial championships. These events here are terrific, but the provincial championships are something else. And the front runners, I think, pretty clearly are Corryn Brown and Clancy Grandy. And I'm not sure what other BC rinks are out there that are competing at that level, but I hope there are a few that can make their way up to that level and get involved in the mix. Well, they over curl again, a little deep. Kind of waiting for some good shot making coming from this St. Moritz rink. We haven't got there yet, though. All of that said, Corryn's going to make a hit here. The rock's going to be behind the tee line either way, and then Selena Wichonk is going to have to make a decision. I don't think she's going to choose to draw around the center. I think she's going to hit and allow Corryn to blank the end. She just wants to hit this on the nose, trying to make the blank a little bit difficult. If she hits this on the nose, the sort of traditional out-turn attempt at the blank may be caught by that ring, that rock at the edge of the rings. So it seems like a good way to do this. It will cause Corryn to either have to cross the face with an out turn trying to blank or throw an in turn off the center line, which is a little bit more difficult, can be a little bit more difficult. So I think it's a good idea to try and stick this right on the nose and make the blank a little bit more difficult. Perhaps get a force out of this. And they did not, so it rolled over to the other side, and Corryn will have an opportunity for an in-turn blank. I suspect this will be around a 7-second rock, and she wants to take the hammer into the fourth end. Final stone here in the third. Corryn Brown, in-turn blank attempt. They are not touching it, and she has executed the blank. Great to have you. See you back for the fourth end. I'd like to say thank you to all of our sponsors. We're back. We're streaming from Curling Stadium Leduc inside the Leduc Curling Club. And this is the Curling Stadium Alberta Curling Series Major presented by Co-op. I'm Steve Robert. We have a B final. The winner of this game will qualify for the playoffs. Corryn Brown is up 3-1 over Raphaela Keiser's team, with Hammer playing 4. So they have the control point. And they just went a little bit deep there, a little bit of an error. So I think the Keiser team is going to, I thought they might, no, they're throwing a second corner guard, second center guard. They've got to get aggressive at some point, and this looks as good a time as any with that draw sliding to the back of the forefoot. You always lick your chops a little bit in a case like that. And they've got the nice long guard, very nice setup. They're a little bit offset, so it could allow for a double peel later, but it's a tough double peel. There's a lot of separation between those rocks. Corryn is going to draw around, hopefully this time to the top 4. So she's asking Samantha Fisher to be a little bit lighter on this out-turn draw, put the pressure back onto the Keiser rink. And I'm keep referring to this as the Keiser team because Raphaela Keiser is not present during the game, this game. And I'm not sure if she was there earlier in the event, or if she's actually not here, or injury or illness or something like that. There's a nice shot. That's a good spot for that rock. I mentioned that this Corryn Brown team has been pretty dominant in British Columbia. Clancy Grandy joined the Kayla McMillan team, who lost the BC final to Marianne Arsenault last year, which allowed Marianne to represent British Columbia at the Scotties. The terrific young Kayla McMillan team. So now the Grandy team includes Kayla McMillan at the vice position, Lindsay Dubé at second, and Sarah Loken at lead. And they've been a bit of a wagon this year. They beat Silvana Terranzoni, world champion, twice in the event 2 weeks ago. So they're having a time of it. I think they may have won 2 events and finished 3rd in another one or something like that. I think I've got somebody who can correct me or give me the right information on that. I'm doing it a little bit from memory. My producer is pretty good on the data and the stats, so we'll see what he sends me and see how I'm doing. Grandy is playing in the C semi right now, so she's got a little ways to go in this one, since I'm talking about Clancy Grandy. And a little difficult for me to check the scores the way I have this set up, but they're down. Appears they're down 2-1 early against Jesse Hunkin. Long way to go in that one. I think we might hear from Clancy yet. There was a nice interim draw from the Keiser team. I believe that was Alina Mathis. Nice center guard. Okay. So Corryn is going to do some housekeeping. She's chosen to take on just the single peel with the intern. If she were trying to peel both of those stones, she'd be doing that with the out turn and coming across and clipping that tighter guard. But she wants to get rid of one. Delay matters a little bit. I think a center guard's going to go back up. And at some point, somebody's going to have to go and do something in the house. Corryn has a nice rock set up top 4 with a little angle slash on that shot rock. So Selena Witchonk is, in my opinion, correctly calling another center guard. The challenge here will be to make the center guard long. Try to stay out of that double peel because they're going to have to steal at some point, and this setup's pretty good. So they're kind of banking at this point on trying not to give up that double peel. And that is so well done. Right in line, stacked them up. We got a 1 and a 3. We got actually a 0.5 and a 3 guard, and that's tough to deal with. So Corryn is playing into the house. She's giving up on this peel situation, going into the house, and I think she wants to tap that top 4 rock onto the shot stone with about looks like through weight or through the rings weight or maybe hack weight. I couldn't tell exactly how she was motioning, but the broom looks like it's a lightweight tap. Perhaps a hack weight takeout, double takeout, raise takeout rather. Oh, they're working this hard to curl. They got that outside sweeper on there. It's not going to happen for them. So weight was good. Either a little too much broom in an area that doesn't curl that much, or perhaps a bit of a pop on that release and maybe in a straight spot. I think Witchonk is calling for another center guard, but possibly could come half around and freeze to the inside of that red as well. So I'm not sure what the desired outcome is. This looks like a bit of a tight. No. Yep, about a midway guard. Very nice. And I think this is now going to cause Corryn to walk up there and try to make that double peel. And have no choice but to leave that high center guard. But I don't think that one is going to be that much of an issue. It's very high. Its main purpose in life right now was really to guard the tighter guard. But if the tighter guard is gone in a minute, then it's not going to be serving a lot of purpose. However, Witchonk will then have an opportunity to guard again or play into the house. Oh, and this is not working out well for Aaron Pincott. Actually, it turned out pretty well after all. They did manage to move the shot stone, and brown is sitting 1 with that other Keiser stone in a fairly good position over on top 8. But now they have to try to figure out a way to steal. They really, they've got center guards. And it's a good time to steal if you can, but they're maybe going to have to draw. I think there's a good opportunity to draw sort of maybe half behind that red shot stone and make it difficult to get rid of. And if all they do is come up a little bit light and corner onto that red shot stone, that's maybe a fairly good situation too. They may not mind a force in getting that hammer back down 3, and then really putting their foot down. I think they like it. So they managed to make shot rock. Pretty much buried. I think that, it is overburied. Very nice shot. And shot by just a small amount. Terrific draw. Corryn has some work to do. This is those center guards, in fact, have come into play, and Corryn has some work to do to avoid a steal. I mean, she still has opportunities to get out of this. I hope the Leduc Curling Club is full, and they're going to have a good party there tonight. It's very important for the membership and all the curlers from other clubs nearby to get out there and support these terrific fall events at the curling clubs. Man, I love them. They're working this hard from the outside sweeper, but it's not going to get a piece. So interesting. Is there a way to put a little bit more pressure? And I mean, the scoreboard's 3-1. So if you have any way to put your foot on the gas now, but I suspect that the Selena Witchonk will choose to guard and try to protect that stone, that shot stone. They're looking at the vulnerabilities, though, of in particular, that yellow double, it looks like. No, I don't think there's no yellow double there. I'm sorry. That red guard is covering the inside corner because it would be very, very thin double, and I think that red guard is covering the inside corner of the object stone that they would have to hit to make that. They are having a good look at their options. I don't think that they can move that second shot red stone without incurring significant risk. But they're looking at it. I think they're looking at angle raising the yellow onto the red in order to find a way to lie to pretty much buried. However, they are putting the broom down for what appears to me to be a guard. You want to guard up that side, which would give Corryn the opportunity on the intern side that she just had, and she'll know a little bit better next time. Last draw for Selena Wichonk. Gosh, I find that hard to say. Of St. Moritz, Switzerland. Beautiful Switzerland. Might get a little rub off that red. That's a good spot. Going back to the intern side. And I think Corryn is actually going to try to make the draw to the side of the button this time. Yeah. That chase, I don't think, is there. And I think they learned it's too straight. So she's going to... She's got a lot of the button. She's got the side of the button. It's not an easy draw, but it's there. Brushers seem to be on it pretty hard. But they're going at it hard now. And I don't think that's got the legs. So a steal of 1, and that puts the Raphaela Keiser rink right back into this game. Going into the 5th end. We're here at the Leduc Curling Club with Curling Stadium Leduc, and we'll be back shortly.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We're back at Curling Stadium Leduc inside the Leduc Curling Club. This is the Curling Stadium Alberta Curling Series Major presented by Co-op, and we've got a good one going now. Corryn Brown scored 3 in the first. Raphaela Keiser was forced to 1 in the second, but stole in the 4th. So we're in the 5th end. Corryn Brown has hammer. That means Keiser has hammer in the even ends if things play out. Down 1. So turning into a game. It's turned into a game. We got a curling game here. The shorthanded Raphaela Keiser rink without Raphaela Keiser from St. Moritz, Switzerland versus Corryn Brown, the great Corryn Brown of British Columbia. I think they're going with the double center guards again. What do you guys think out there? Fairly tight one, but I think it's going to make the not quite tight enough to make the double centers difficult to peel. Double peel. Corryn's going into the house on the wings. This is an interesting shot, and where they want this, in curling terms, you often say you want these rocks in the top half of the house above the tee line. In a case like this, it's a little bit different. When you draw it to the wings, you want it on the tee line or slightly behind, because you want to decrease the opportunity for the team without hammer to hit and roll behind the center. So, and stay above the tee line. Now, it turned out this rock was a little bit short of the tee line, so that opportunity, in fact, does exist. So, Selena Whitchalk, in charge of the Keiser rink today, is no longer in kind of a desperate steal situation. So she's chosen to hit this rock, which I think probably Corryn Brown anticipated. Okay, not bad. So are they going to try again to roll behind the center? Sure, why not? There's really not much downside to trying to roll this behind the center. Our producer is sending me a message right now. I'm trying to interpret the names from this chat. And again, hanging out there on that side. They're getting caught on the straightness over by these barriers over on the sidelines. A little bit straighter out there, and I think they haven't quite learned that yet. I've seen most of the rocks down there, both ways, both sides and both directions, seem to have hung out more there than they anticipate. So it looks like there may be a bit of a kind of a fall, not a fall, but less curl outside of the 8-foot line. Going to try and make that hit and roll again. And again, they're going to try the in-turn side. Come at this from the in-turn. And, however, this is a new path, and it could curl over here. So we'll see if the adjustment is, how good the adjustment is to the situation where rocks weren't curling before. Could be a little bit of a double cross here. And, in fact, no. They're going to hit this and roll over to the wings and right out again. Now, that gives Corryn an opportunity to peel off that center guard and take the hammer into the all-important even sixth end. So bit of a miscue by the Keiser team. peel is successfully made, and we've got a completely open house, and this is looking a little bit blanky right now. Although they will try to play over to that rock on the sideboard at some point. Probably skips last, as they hunt for a nose hit or on one of these peels, and an opportunity to come around the center again. Just want to say hi to everybody in the YouTube chat. Thank you very much. It's good to be active out there. Successful peel again. Another attempt at a center guard. I believe this is Skip's first stone, which suggests they are going to go back to a center guard. Yep, in fact, the case. Go back to a center guard, hope for a nose, and if you get it, you draw around the center. And if not, and the peel is made successfully, then they will draw down to that stone over at the side to try to make the blank difficult. Selena Witchonk would like not to allow Corryn Brown to carry the hammer into the sixth end with a blank. That slipped in, but I think the same situation applies. If Corryn does nose this, I don't think we will. Keiser is certainly not desperate enough at this point to try and go around that. So the fact that it slipped in is a little bit of a break in terms of Corryn's pursuit of the blank. Because she can peel it, or she prefer to nose it, and then that would cause Witchonk to have to make a play on it, thus staying away from that corner. However, there it goes, and interesting. Did they catch that in time? Okay, so that red rock was actually replaced with another red rock in location that yeah, they're going to hit that rock. I'm not sure why I was thinking they would freeze. They would never freeze to that rock. They would never try to freeze to that rock. They, in fact, are going to hand the hammer, or likely hand the hammer over to Corryn. So really what they were looking for was a nose on the center all along. I would love to engage a little bit with Keith and Megan and Morrow and Patrick and so on, DDA, everyone on the chat, but I'm having some difficulty with putting a comment into the chat myself. So hello out there, and thanks so much for commenting. Thanks for your help, whoever's making some nice comments. And so Corryn's going to, in fact, have a chance to blank here. So let's take a look. We have the last rock here from Corryn Brown in end number 5. And well done, a successful blank. Corryn Brown will take the hammer into the 6th end with a 3-2 lead. We'll be back. We're back in Leduc, and it's great to be back. Corryn Brown 3-2 over Raphaela Keiser. Corryn Brown has hammer in 6. Jump on the chat. I'd love to see it. And remember to subscribe to the channels and to like and share the streams as well. This is really important. This Curling Stadium initiative is terrific. You know, we all love the Grand Slams. We love the Curling Canada events. We love the world events. These, especially these fall events at the curling clubs, they are terrific events. Get out to them, support the streams, support the sponsors. These are fantastic. These athletes, I can speak from personal experience, these athletes have been working hard all summer, and these fall events are very important to accumulation of points. Very important in the cases of, especially a year like this, first year of a quadrennial, a lot of new teams are formed, and players they're not only trying to understand, how they throw and what their tendencies are and so on, but they're kind of learning to live together too. They're learning to live full weekends together and then practice together, and there's a lot going on, and it's really terrific. Those of you who support these fall events, get to your curling club, have a beer, have a couple beers, get an Uber or a cab, have some fun. We're going to have fun at the High Park Club in a couple of weeks. The Hogstone from Brown, bit of an opportunity with 2 center guards, 1 center, and 1 high just over on the side. But they're a little bit staggered. So another good opportunity for this San Moritz curling rink over here from Switzerland. This is great. They're out in Leduc, Alberta, enjoying Leduc in all of its glory. Well, I am in Grey Highlands, Ontario, just outside of Clarksburg. So I'm not going to leave you with, but I'm going to put out a little challenge. Anybody can jump on this. If my producer sends me the answer, that's okay. I won't tell you. But if someone gets this right, I will let everybody know who it was. So I'm in Grey Highlands, just outside of Clarksburg, and just up the hill from me a little bit is a former world junior champion. So who might that be? That intern overcurled a little bit. It's going to allow. Well, they're going to take a crack at this double peel and possibly get all 3 if you hit this just right. Challenging shot, but if you just make if all you do is make the double peel, it's fairly good shape. Just got the 1. So this 6th end adventure continues. I think they're putting up another guard of some description. Always in a case like this, you have to decide if you're going to, if that rock on the 4-foot is, it's early in the end, but you kind of decide, okay, am I going to guard that guard and then leave her an in-turn draw at the end? Or is that rock sort of good enough to leave her that in-turn draw and concentrate on putting a guard in front of this guard that's in front of the shot rock? It's over. I think they chose to guard the center line a little bit more, so try and do sort of some of each. But the issue with some of each in this case, trying to crawl over to that center line a little bit, is it allows the angles for this double peel and possible triple. Got to hit about, I think, 2/3 of a rock here, but they want to make sure that they can't play too cute and punch that thing on the center. So once again, they just got the 1. And you can see it is challenging because even though she didn't quite hit enough of that rock, it still didn't roll quite out of play. pretty good guard. It's going to be more of the same. But it's tough. This is a tough shot. They got to hit, I think, about 2/3 of this rock to get both of those guards. And in so doing, if they hit a little bit fuller than that, then they could have a little bit of trouble by leaving another center guard. The way that those reds are piling up over on the left is starting to get in the eye of the in-turn draw to get out of this if necessary. So they may even be a little bit in the way of that in-turn draw. Maybe not yet, but another one over there is going to make it less than fun. I have not heard, even from our producer, who this mystery former world junior champion is, who lives just up the hill from me in Clarksburg, Ontario, which is just outside of Thornbury, which is kind of outside of Collingwood. So that guard did not cover the in-turn tap. It covers most of it, but there's that guard's pretty long, so they have room to get around. It's a bit of a delicate shot. So let's see if Aaron Pincock can be a bit of a surgeon here. Carve that out of there. Well done. Didn't roll very far though, so it gives an opportunity. Should have liked to hit a little bit less of that, so that the roll back under the centers would be a little bit longer. So this opportunity for yellow for the Raphaela Keiser rink is still in play. The opportunity for a steal is still in play. Got a couple of center guards. They've got some other guards over there on the corner that are maybe sort of in the way of the in-turn draw. So a really good hit and roll here will put a little bit of pressure on onto the skip stones. Excuse me. Not going to get the roll. You know, once they saw that that was not going to make the roll under the center, they could have, it might have been too late. I'm not sure if they would have been able to, but they could have called to roll the other way under those corners to keep the force alive. Daryl, the answer is not John Morris. And you know what? I could say something else about that, but I think I won't right now. Maybe I'll save it. But I could say something about that John Morris try. Corryn Brown with the open hit. I forgot to look at where she ideally wanted to roll, but it looks like they're trying to roll under the corners, put a lot of pressure on. Oh, it's a great shot. Ooh, can't see. It looks like it's pretty much wide open. Still a chance to roll under, but it's a tough roll, man. She's looking at rolling under the corners, and those rocks, well, from the left-hand hack, for me, from here looking on this screen, it looks like pretty close to edge on edge. So if you try and get under that and roll under the corners to make the force, you are risking clipping the guard and giving up 2. And I think that's what they're doing. I think they are trying to get under that and force. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I'm getting out of that broom anyway. Last stone for Selena Wichonk of St. Moritz, Switzerland. I was in Switzerland earlier this summer, but didn't get down to St. Moritz, over to St. Moritz. So it was mostly around Geneva and Lake Geneva, spent some time in France and went to Chamonix. Been to a couple of curling clubs in Switzerland and Glarus. Maybe that's, I've been sort of by a couple, but I was at the Glarus curling club one time several years ago, and I was there on business. What a beautiful place that is. And they are making this roll underneath. Oh, pretty good shot. The brusher did not quite get on that roll immediately and needed every single inch of that roll. But she sort of froze for a moment. I'm not sure she could have got it under very much more. So the blank's in play. Corryn Brown's going to try and hit a half a rock. Smash it out of there. Lose the shooter. Take the hammer into 6, I think. I can't read this on my screen. I believe we're in the 5th. Nope. Looks like we're going back to the glass. I think we're in 6 now. This is curling. They're on this hard. So after all of that, oh, she got the blank. Very good. Second successive blank. Corryn Brown takes the hammer in 7. Daryl, you are correct. John Morris did win it back-to-back. And I think they were playing out of the one of the Ottawa clubs coached by Earl Morris. But John Morris is not the curler I'm looking for.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We're back. Curling Stadium, Leduc, in beautiful Leduc, Alberta. Corryn Brown up 3-2 with hammer over Raphaela Keiser. Daryl Pickard. John Morris was not the correct answer, but yes, he did win it back-to-back. We're looking for somebody else. And I will tell you, it's somebody else from the same rink. I know you guys are going to run to Google now. See if you can do it without Google. Who is on that rink with John Morris? Lives just up the hill from me. Nice farm. Really nice farm. Mauro Gallardi is cheering for Samaritz in the mountains. Nice draw around center, a little bit deep. It's going to allow Corryn to get in there with hammer. She'll deal with that center guard a little bit later, as soon as she has an opportunity when her hands aren't full. Well, that is deep and does not help the brown rink. Terrific opportunity now. And I think this is an interesting situation. I don't know if Selena should call for a second center guard here, because I believe, maybe not. I don't think they can peel yet. I can't see how many stones have gone by. So she could choose to throw another center guard. I suppose if she does, then Corryn is going to come around that because she can't peel yet. But it still might not be bad to have those two center guards up and not bring this into the house so early in the end. However, as Peter Marshall used to say, I might have taken Charlie Weaver to block, but this could work out okay. That's a nice shot. Whew. Okay, I take that back. This works. But it is early in the end. Corryn's peeling, and they're going to try and explode some things later. So we'll see if she went into the center too early. Patrick Curl is throwing questions back at us. Holy cow. I didn't expect that. Daryl, correct. He played with Savalan, Lang, and Morris. But I believe he only played one of the 2 years. I don't know if he aged out a junior at that time or not. Belgium is on the chat, and he correctly guessed Andy Ormsby. Congratulations. Go and crack yourself a beer. I would buy it for you, but I have no idea who you are or where you're at. So that peel was nosed, and it's getting ugly. think that center guard might have over curled a little bit, and Corryn's coming into the house now too. So this is early in the end, man. We're gonna have rocks in play. This is what we came for. I think a mixed doubles game just broke out as we start tapping rocks around the 4-foot here, possibly. Because I don't know if Corryn's going to go after peels at this point. Yeah, bit of a miscue from, I think, Desiree Haas. It's a little hard. I'm working from kind of a small screen here, so it's hard to see everybody, and it's also difficult to. I probably could be doing a better job counting rocks, but it's hard to see how many rocks have gone by looking at the rocks behind the house. So I appreciate your patience. This is out there. They might start cranking on this as it gets to the top 8. Pretty good. So where's everybody writing in from on the chat? Hey, Daryl, your Skip Wally knew the answer. Where's Wally from? 80-year-old Skip. Just coming into his prime. Good shot. Cheering for a Swiss win, Bojim. Where are you chatting in from? Why is Bradford cheering for Swiss? Oh, I'm sorry. No, Daryl's from Bradford. Bojim is cheering for a Swiss win. Seth King, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Love having you guys. Daniel Hoistley from Gladus. Bojim, Spain. Very good. We got them all over. We got them from Canada, U.S., Spain, Switzerland. I'm not sure if this is a straight guard. I would think they would probably want to come in and tuck a piece of this somewhere in the top 8, top 4. Put a lot of pressure on. Yeah, a bit of an opening for the draw. All right, good to see some BC people cheering for Corryn Brown. I believe this is Aaron Pincott's second shot. It's a freeze down to that rock back button. Daniel Hoistley, I think you're on the tour. Not sure where you're watching from. If you're over here now, but I was at the Glarus Curling Club one time. What a beautiful place! It's got a nice outdoor hockey rink right next to it. with a view of the mountains. It's just spectacular. And I was doing some work there in Glarus and Netstall and Naples. There's actually a company called Netstall that's in Naples, to add to the confusion. There's a mold maker called Glariform in Glarus that I was visiting. Nice tap from Aaron Pincott. And that is a tough rock to deal with. I think that the wise shot here would be to tap that again, make a pocket back there, and make life difficult for the skip, Corryn Brown. And that indeed is what's being called. If all they do is come up to that rock and leave it shot and it stays shot and they force, not bad. But I think they're hungry right now. And with those center guards, there's an opportunity to not quite get to the inside, but tap it straight back a foot or so. And it might be hard to remove. Daniel, I think one of my daughters played doubles with one of your guys in Oshawa when you were juniors, if you're with that team. One of the front end guys, big guy. Trying that tap. And really nicely done. Oh my gosh. Nicely done. Red remains shot. And yeah, it's not sure what the call is. Looks like she may be guarding that shot rock, which you hate to do when you have hammer. I usually tell people that when you throw a center guard with hammer, you have to take a shower after because it feels pretty icky. Not sure if that's what Corryn's doing or not. Sometimes you got to do it. It's out there, but this does curl. This curls at the end. I don't think that was the one they were looking for. The great Glenn Pauly is with us. Hello, Glenn. Good to have you. Glenn is one of the great coaches around. He works very hard at the game and is a real builder of the game, and we appreciate Glenn. So Corryn has left this angle for this this double, which if made could they'll be lying 5 and with no easy draw. This is a big one. Maybe no draw. She knows is this thing. There may not be a draw available. Well done. All right, Corryn's going to try and draw the side of the button. I don't see anything else. I don't see, maybe there's in-offs over there or redirects or something. Looks like the draw. We need all hands on deck for this one. This is a four-person shot. No spectators on this one. Everybody's talking. Everybody's involved. The throwers feeding back information. The person in the house is wanting to know the weight so they can help with the brushers. The brushers are pretty much brushing for T-line on this one, though. Just brushing for T-line. A lot of late break here, but I don't know if it's enough. It looks like they tried to get that rub at the last minute, but were unsuccessful. This thing is sailing, and it's a steal of 5. Bit of a turnaround. In this end. Steal of 5, those aren't that fun. They're fun. They're fun for the team that steals. Not so fun for the team with hammer. Lots of center guards, and man, that's what happens. And it shakes. It's unfortunate for Corryn. The Corryn Brown team played a very good game. Just a couple of half shots there in the last end. And we have a final. The final is Raphaela Keiser 7, Corryn Brown 3. Keiser qualifies, and Corryn moves on to the C final. That was a bit of a stunner. Great game, and thank you, everybody.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.